Hey, very good evening, everyone. We'll start very soon. Let's just give 2 to 3 more minutes. Let's say we'll start around 7:05. All right, guys. Deepak, should we begin?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
My screen is visible, right? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Deepak Chaudhary this side. Today we'll understand the coding part of project 3, that is crowdfunding dApp. Right. For project 1 and project 2, we have done a separate session. So if you have been allocated with project 1 and 2, so if you haven't joined that session, please check that out. You can find the recording in our YouTube channel. In today's session, we'll majorly focus on the project 3. Right. Let's just before that, let's just recap the project requirement. Right. Okay, as we have seen earlier, the project name is crowdfunding dApp. In this, any user can initiate a new project to accept a crowdfunding. Right. In order to initiate a project, user need to specify some parameters like target amount, minimum balance, and pot account. So pot account holds the funding balance initially, and when the project closes, then the amount transfer from pot account to owner's account. Right? Any user can come and fund this project, and owner has the power to pre-close the project at any time. And at that time, if a owner close that project, then the balance would transfer from pot account to the owner's account. Right. And if the target amount hit, then the project will automatically stop, and the uh, funding amount will automatically transfer from pot to owner's account. Okay, let's just read about the functionalities that we have mentioned here. So first is the project initiation, that is user can any user on the dApp will have capability to initiate a new project. Then we have target amount, right? So target amount uh, is like a project is asking for that much amount. If that target amount hit, then we close to accept any further funding. Right. So during project initiation, the project owner will specify the target amount of fund they raise to their project. Right. Then we have minimum contribution amount. Right. Then we have pot account for funding. We have discussed that. User donation and pre-closure option. Right. Then if the target amount is hit, then any user can continue donate fund. The dApp will track accumulate contribution once the total contribution reach or surpass the target amount. The condition for project will be met, and then project distributed to the owner. Okay, so what are the prerequisites for that? First, you need to have Rust and Substrate in your system that we have talked so much about in the CEP sessions, right? But if you haven't done yet, then you can just go to these links and you can done that. For Windows, we have one extra thing, that is you need to install the WSL. All right. And if you find any difficulty in WSL, then you can just go to this link and you will see all the steps uh, very nicely mentioned in this. Okay. So what is the knowledge repository or knowledge required to complete this project? So for that, you need to have Rust and Substrate knowledge that we have covered in the CEP session, right? Okay, so these are if you want to perform a unit test casing, then you can just go to this link and you can find the documentation. And if you want to learn more about the Web3 and blockchain, then you can just go to this link. Okay, what are the project completion criteria? So this first one we have already completed. Most of you have already completed. that is TSD, right? But now we are on second, that is we need to complete the source code, and this source code you will upload to your GitHub, right? And then you will share that repository link in the form. Submission link or submission form is here. You can just open this and edit that form. The form is same that you have used for uploading the technical documentation. So the form is same. Just open this and edit and upload or share the GitHub link. Then you need to make a project banner that something represent the project. Project means crowdfunding, right? And then last you need to do a demo video and UTR document. We'll see what these are. Okay. Any doubt in the description, project description? Okay, let's just test this from UI. For testing, first you need to compile this from cargo build release and then just run this. This command is this, go to the target, release and node template. And we are running into the developer mode. Okay, let's just go to the polka.ui. Okay, so here you can see our chain is running. It's making new blocks. So we are on currently on 8th block. And to perform any functionality, just go to the extrinsic and then you can go to the template module. And then we have three functionalities, that is fund project, initiate project, and stop crowdfunding. All right. So first we need to initiate the project. For that, just give a project hash, then select the owner. So we are selecting Alice as the owner. All right. Total fund we are not giving right now, but target fund we need to give. So target fund, let's assume we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14. So 14 means 100 unit. Right, let's just recheck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 14 means 100 unit. So we are making target as 100 unit, and then let's just make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. And 12 means 1 unit. Let's just recheck again. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay. Contribution also, contributors we don't need right now. Just make the status of true so that project can uh, accept the funding. And we need to select the pot account. Make sure you select the Alice stash or Bob stash as a pot account, because these two account are uh, like built for these purpose only. So I'm selecting Alice stash. Okay, so for that we can go to the events and you can see the owner. Total fund is currently 0. Target fund is this. Minimum fund is this. And the status is yes. Okay. If let's fund this project. So the hash is 1, and who's going to be the to fund this? So let's just take Bob is going to fund this project, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 1 unit as the minimum balance. 1 unit means 1 ki power 12 or 10 ki power 12. Then we are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we are giving only 11 0. So that is less than 1 unit. So let's see what happens. So it's saying increase amount, right? Just increase 1 0 again, and then it will be 1 unit. So it should pass, right? If we can go here, there is some balance transfer from Bob to Alice stash, because we have seen like first the amount will transfer to the pot account. We have select pot account as Alice stash, and how much amount, that is 1 unit, right? And you can see the source to destination, Bob to Alice stash. Okay, let's just again try to fund this. Bob wants to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we are passing 100 unit, right? 10 unit or 1 unit LS stages already have, then the target amount would be reached. If you can see here, balance transfer from Bob to LS stash, right? 100 unit. Then what happened? Source is Bob and destination is LS stash. That's correct. Then again, what happened? Because our target is hit, right? So the amount which we require initially, we have achieved that. Then what happened is the amount from pot account is transferred from pot to owner's account, right? If we want to see the status, now the status would be, we would see the status as false. Here you can see the status is now false. So we can't fund that this project further. All right. So you can see the contributor also who have contributed this and the pot account. Let's just try again and initiate a project. That is 1. 1 is already there, so we make it 2. Just select the owners and 1, 2, 3, 14, 14. Let's just remove that and make the status as yes. And for this time we are using, or we are making pot account Bob as dash. Okay, if you go to the events, then you can see the owner and the pot account. Okay, let's just quickly fund this from Alice. Fund to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's done. If we can go to this and we can see the project. Here, this is the project that we are currently on. And you can see target amount is only 1 unit and the target fund is 100 unit, right? And you can see the status is still true. What we can do is we just try to stop in between, stop crowdfunding, and that is true. and we are stopping from another account. Let's just see. We should see an error. Here we can see only owner can stop. So first we need to change, select the owner, and then we'll see. Okay, go to the Explorer. We can see again crowd fund withdrawn from Bob Stash to Bob, and you can see Bob Stash to Bob 1 unit, because Bob Stash has 1 unit only. Okay, so we are done with the testing from UI. Right? If you have something in your mind, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, let's just go through the. Okay, one more thing. Now we have seen all the functionalities that we have mentioned in the document. So like all are working fine. Then what will be your work in this? So the catch is we are not going to give or share you the full code, right? Instead of that, we have prepared a template for you where we have skipped some lines for you to code. Let's just see what um, I want to talk about. If you can see here, to do. So these are the lines that you need to complete. You can see here. That's it. Right. Let's just understand this coding first. Okay. Before that, let's go to the type. So we have defined one type, that is project info, that contain all the information of a particular project. Right. In one project, we have defined that the owner and the target fund, total fund, minimum fund, contributors, and the status. Is it currently accepting the funding or not? And the pot account. Okay, so we are importing this project info in our lib.rs. Okay, here we have defined the storage. In storage, we have defined project, and it is of type storage map. In that, hash is the key, and the project info is the value, right? So here you can see the events: crowdfunding initiated, crowdfund transfer, withdrawn, stop. We have already seen all these in the UI. Okay, then we have some function, or we can say a dispatchable. The first is initiate project. So you can read the documentation also here. Any user can initiate the project. User need to specify some fields like pot account, target amount, minimum contribution. All right. So first we are checking, is the origin is signed or not. If it is not, then we just return it from here, saying that it's a bad origin or it's not acceptable. Then we are checking if this project is already present. For that, we are checking project ID. If it is already contained in the project storage, then we return a duplicate project ID not allowed. Right? Then you just need to add one line here in which you are going to update the project storage. Project storage is this. So we received a new project ID. So you need to update in the project storage that project ID. That's it. Okay, then we are depositing the event, that is crowdfunding initiated. Again, we have function fund project. In fund project, again we are checking the root or the origin should be signed. Then we are getting all the project from the storage, right, of this project ID. And if it is not found, then we return it from here, project not found. We get the project, right, of this project ID, or we can say we get the project info of this project ID, right? Now we have access to all the parameters, all the fields that we have defined here. Now we can access that from project.status. Now what we are checking is we are checking the status of a proposal. To fund any project, the proposal status should be true, right? So here we are checking project.status should be true. Otherwise, return an error. This project not active. Then we are checking the target amount. Project.target amount should be greater than project.total fund. Right? If it is not, then we say that target amount is already reached. Again, we are checking the fund a user is going to be funding. Then though so the funding should be greater than the minimum fund. So the project dot minimum fund should be less than the amount that is going to be the transfer. If it is not, then we can say like increase your amount. We have seen this from the UI. Now what we are doing is add the balance to the total fund because we receive some balance, right? So what we are doing is let total fund. You can do this type also, or we can say that project dot total fund plus equal to amount, right? Then we are checking condition if it is already present, right? If uh, a user has already fund this project and we need to check if it is already present, then if it is not present, then we obviously need to put into the contributor. But if it is already present, then we do not need to put in as in the contributor. Otherwise it will be a duplicacy of the account IDs, right? So if it is the first time of user funding this, then we just go to add in the contributors, and then we are transferring the balance, transferring from this is the source, this is the destination, from who to project dot port account, right? How much amount we need to specify, and then after transferring the balance, the account should be active. So for that we are saying that keep alive. Then we are dispatching the event that the crowd fund is transferred, right? And here we are updating the project storage. We are updating the project ID to the project.clone. At project, what is project? We have defined a temporary variable here, and we done some changes like project.contributors we have done. We have increased the total fund. All right, then we need to check if the target amount is reached, then we need to change the status of the project. For that, first we need to check project.total fund, right? So if total fund is greater than or equal to project.target fund, if we achieve the target fund, then first we need to change the status from true to false. That you need to do, right? Then obviously we need to transfer the balance from port account to owner's account and update the total fund. And at last you need to update the storage. Okay, last function we have stop crowdfunding. If a owner wants to stop crowdfunding in the middle, after crowdfunding is stopped, no one can fund this project. Also, the amount will transfer from the pot account to owner's account. Here, again, we are checking the origin should be signed, and we are defining or we are getting the project info. We are checking that the origin should be owner that is going to be stop stop this project. If it is not, then we return an error. Only owner can stop crowdfunding. Then we again check the status of a proposal, that project.status should be true. Otherwise, we are returning an error, project not active. If it is already not active, then what we are doing, we are going to stop. Then we are transferring the balance from pot account to owner, and how much amount, that is project dot total fund, because we need to transfer all the funds which pot account get to the owner account, right? Then again we are saying that the account should be live, and we are changing the status to the false, and then again reduce the total fund to be 0, because uh, the balance is transferred from pot account to owner's account. Then we need to change the change the total fund to 0. For that, what we have done is project total fund minus total fund, and then we deposit the event and update the storage. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this, you can ask. I know this might seem difficult initially, but when you sit with this code and understand line by line yourself, then things would make more sense. Okay, now how will you check whether the code that you have written is correct or not? For that, you need to run cargo tests. Let me show you. Let's just close this and run the cargo tests. Okay, so it will take some time. We'll come back to this slide again. Then you need to make a banner which represent your project idea, that is crowdfunding, right? And this banner will you will upload on the GitHub README. So let me show you where you need to upload this. Right, you can see the README here. Just go to the edit button and select all and delete all the text, and just drag and drop your banner here, and then commit change. After that, you will be seeing your banner here. Okay, so we have one question. What is pot account? See, pot account is a temporary account which initially holds the fund that the account get from the user. Let's say I fund any specific project, right? So my fund initially go to the pot account. Pot account hold all the funds from the user, and when the target is reached, then this total fund will transfer to the owner's account. All right. Okay, let's just
Can't hear you, Deepak. I think we have some network issue over there. Deepak, we lost you for a couple of seconds.
Okay, okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Just 2, 3 seconds.
Am I audible?
Yes, Deepak.
Okay, so we are on this slide, that is banner, right? So you need to make a banner which represent your project idea, and it will upload into your GitHub README that is here, right? So for that, you need to go to the edit button and just remove all the text and drag and drop your banner here. After that, just press the commit change and you will see your banner in the README file here. This PPT will share with you with the YouTube link. Okay, okay. Let me just share now in the chat. Okay, so let's just summarize. First, you need to clone this repository, right? For cloning, just copy this and run the git clone in your terminal. Then complete the pending code that we have discussed, the to-dos, you need to complete that. After that, you will test that your code is working fine or not. For that, you will run the cargo tests. Just a minute. If it is complete, then we can see. Okay, we'll see this. Then what you need to do is, if your test case, all the test case will pass, then you need to upload this code into your GitHub and you need to share your repository link in the form where you have shared the THD. Right? So the form is same. You just need to edit that form and share your repository link. So the deadline of this is 26th September. After that, you need to make a banner, right, and upload in your repository README. And then you will upload the UTR. What is UTR? Okay, so if you see here, we have 8 test cases that all are passed. But in your case, some test cases are not going to be passed because this is the solution. I have the solution and you have the template. So first you need to complete the code and then check is your all the test cases are passed, right? If all the test cases are passed, then you can think like, yeah, your code is perfectly fine and working. So then what you need to do is you need to make this UTR, right? In this UTR, just give the description. Description is this: initiate duplicate project failed, and you will mark the status. Is it pass or not? And when you complete with this detail, then you will need to upload the screenshot. Just take the screenshot of all these test cases and upload it here. All right. And this sheet also you need to submit in the same form, right? At last, you need to make the demo video. Demo video is the same thing that we have done here. So what we have done is we have run all the functionalities from the UI, and what you will do is you will record the screen and you will perform all the functionalities. in the Polka.ui. So that will be your demo video. And this demo video also you're going to share in the form. All right, so let me check if we have any other. So this is it for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask.
I guess we don't have any questions, Deepak.
Yeah, okay then.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you everyone.
So yeah, that would be all from our side, guys. Thank you, Deepak, once again for
Okay,
taking the
we,
discussion for project 3. Yeah, Deepak, please.
we have one question. So demo is about just explaining about the functionalities of the code or entire application. See, whatever we have done on the Polka.ui, we have checked all the functionalities there, right? So you need to record that video, and you are saying that this functionality, yeah, we are trying to integrate this functionality, and we are testing this. So that will be your demo video. Okay. Any other doubt? I think we can close it for today.
Yeah, okay. Once again, thanks, Deepak. Thank you all for joining in. I will keep you posted about your next discussion. Please try to do everything that we have discussed here, and you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, obviously you know where to reach out to us. Put it on Discord or on our WhatsApp group, and we'll address it for you. Deepak, once again, thank you so much. Thank you all for joining in. It was wonderful to have you all. Have a great night. Have a great weekend ahead, and all the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone.